immigration system is doing. They are refusing student visa application. Both students, onshore, offshore, means students applying from outside Australia, they are refusing maximum. And the students who are inside Australia, they are also refusing. And why they are refusing? Refusing, they just want to reduce migrant in the Australia. They want to decrease the number of the migrants, international migrants in the Australia. By mathematically proof, I will tell you that they are not reducing migrants by this practice. Migrants will remain same. So these all practice is almost useless of immigration system, and that is not being liked by a very sensible part of society. They at least they are claiming that skilled workers are required, the students are required, because students, you know, are very good assets, financial assets for universities, and they are increasing the economy of Australia. And also universities now are becoming a little bit worried when students will not come, who will pay their expenses, because they are telling that they are able to run their colleges, universities due to international students. And overall, the GDP ratio, mean financial status of Australia, depends upon international students. And most important thing, which is a skilled worker, they are playing very significant role in the housing, as Australian government now told that we are going to make many thousand houses in next 5 years to combat the housing crisis. But they are stopping at the same time skilled workers. Now companies are telling migration department that without these overseas skilled workers we are not able to construct houses, so they need to review. Similarly, the student visas definitely are putting a little bit pressure on Australian migration system, that you are not reducing migrants by this way. I will tell you, I will prove you in this clip. Listen this clip till end, so that you will be able to understand that refusals of student visas are not decreasing the migrants in Australia. I will start from the offshore. The offshore students, when they will apply for Australia, they are not present in Australia. They are not present in Australia. And when the Australian immigration system will refuse their applications, so there will be no effect on Australian migration and net migration numbers, because they are not in Australia, they are outside Australia. Number one. Number two, when they will review, mean that they will review the application, same department will review and will refuse. So similarly, the students from the overseas countries will definitely will come very less, because the migration system, the embassies, the visa officers are refusing at the bulk now. Okay, they will not increase the migration net, they will not decrease, because they are not concerned with the migration numbers in Australia. Migration number in Australia will depend upon the international incomers, the students which are present in Australia. Now I will tell you, in international students who are present in Australia, when they will complete their education, so definitely they will file for escalation of a student visa, mean extension of the student visa, or they will apply for the work permit. When they will apply, so definitely their visa will be refused. When their visa will be refused, they will go to the tribunal. They will get the bridging A visa. Bridging A visa is a lawful visa. You can study, you can move outside, you can go to your own country, you can come back to Australia, you can study, even you can work. That is bridging A visa. Now another point will rise. These are some technical points, because a lot of refusals will be there, because when students after their completion of education, when they will file a visa, extension of the visa of a work permit or extension for the study visa, because the maximum students want to stay in Australia and their main objective is to stay in Australia after education. So visa will be refused by immigration department. The visa will go to the appeal will go to the tribunal. So many students will apply for tribunal, because many refusals are there. So tribunal's burden will increase, and they will not be able to decide in a limited time. It will go to benefit of the international students. Beneficiary will be international students, because they will be in a bridging A visa, and they will they will work according to that visa, they can study, they can move to their own country. So there will be no effect in total number of the international migrants, because the migrants which were in Australia, they did not leave. There will be less number of the students who will be discharged and will go back. They are in a bridging A visa, that is lawful visa, that is total lawful visa. Now another, if the tribunal will refuse, they will also file another case to the tribunal, and they will be now in a bridging E visa. So bridging E visa is also another visa offered by Australia during processing. As I told you, processing will increase in the numbers. When the processing will increase in the numbers, at the time of the processing will increase, so the students will be enjoy their bridging E visa. They will also study, they can work, they can move from Australia to their home country, they can move to any part of the world, and they can come back. So international migrants total numbers will not decrease. So if the migration system of Australia is thinking that by refusing student visas we are decreasing migrants, so it will not. So I will tell you further. If for example the second tribunal, mean bridging A visa, is also refused, now the students become unlawful, mean they are without law, still according to law they can stay in Australia. They will apply the protection visa, and the protection visa also they will get the bridging E visa. So bridging E visa will be there, they will be able to stay in Australia. So it means that this all action, this all activity will not reduce the number of international migrants. I think personally, Australian migration system, so developed country, so developed immigration system. I give example of this Australian immigration system to other countries like Portugal, migration persons, staff members of AIMA and other people, that you people must learn the lesson from Australian and Canadian immigration system. And if you want to reduce the number of the international students, if you have decided to reduce the number of international students, you have decided to reduce the number of skilled workers, it's very easy. It's very easy. It's not fair that you will just blankly decided, that blindly decided 100 applications will come, I will give 10 visas. It's not fair. Out of 100 might be 100 students are genuine. It's against law that if you are making law that genuine students will be allowed to study in Australia, it will decrease the repute of international education in Australia, because international education standards of Australia and Canadian, I am very impressed, they are superior. But if you will do this thing and you will remove the students, you will remove the students by this way, by just refusing, and you will pass on order like dictator, like army officer, that you have to refuse application at all cost. And visa officer told you that he has fulfilled all my requirements, I verified, his bank statement was okay, his educational documents were okay, his SOP scenario is okay, his past education, future education is related with each other. I can't refuse by this way, and overall scenario of the student is just matching. The financial statement is genuine. I interviewed according to GST. I have to give, but the department is giving instruction. No, you have to give 10% visa. It is just like army officer sitting in the civil aviation officer at the airport and telling that civil airline will not land, army airline will land first of all. So it's not fair. This is a democracy. The countries, in such countries, democracy is very significantly growing, and that's why those people are living in developed countries. They are following rules and regulation. Country departments are following rules and regulation. There could be, it's not bad to reduce the migration. I'm in favor. If you think that your resources are decreasing, if you think that your skilled workers are not working properly and they are not giving you output, if you think the students are not genuine and they are not studying and they are just feeling burden on Australia and they are started work and they are not paying fee, And it happened that students, when they entered university, they just got visa due to the university interview. But when they entered Australia, they left university and they entered, they changed the diplomas. And that's why the Australia changed the rules now, that you can't change the course from the university to the diplomas or 5 subclass 500. So it's not wrong to reduce the number of migrants, but there should be some counseling to immigration department. And now people from civil society are criticizing some lawyers. I am really appreciating Australian lawyers. And one Australian lawyer, when wrote in YouTube channel, that is looting of student visa, mean that you are just looting the student visas. The visas mean right of the student visa. They have right to get this visa, but you are not giving it, means you are looting the visas of the students. Why you are forcing them to apply for student visa? Because when student visa will be applied, definitely they will take admissions, they will take IELTS test, they will process application, they will pay the fee to the consultant, they will make their mind, they will research, and they will also use the financial status of their parents. But in last, when they are genuine, everything is fulfilled, when directly you will refuse a application. It's quite unfair. The lawyers are telling, I am not telling, that the visa officers are looting the student visas. Now I will tell you what could be the solution of the problem, because in my clip definitely I give the solution of the problem and I analyze the situation in a very realistic way. I tell you, you just want decrease migrants. You want to decrease the migrants. How you can decrease? You just filter genuine and non-genuine students. Australian migration system, I am speaking in language of Australian immigration system. Australian immigration system was telling that 30-40% students coming from Asian countries and some other countries, they are not genuine. I mean, their documents are fake and their financial statement is fake and their intention is fake. I mean, they are not genuinely coming to study. They are genuinely coming for work. And a lot of examples they are giving, that when students go to the universities, they change their course to the diplomas and first semester's fee they pay. So that's very good. You change the rule. You change the rule, because if anybody is coming to university, he has to study 1 year in the university. He can't change the rule. How he will change that? He is a genuine student now. Nobody will apply, because he knows that when I will go there, I need to pay at least 2 semester fee. Number one. Number two, you need to assess the students in such a way. If the visa officer is telling that this student is genuine, he should be given visa. If the student visa, if the visa officer is given full right to refuse the non-genuine students, he will refuse. But if they will refuse on this basis, that we need to decrease the migrants number and 100 applications will come, only 10 students will be given visa, it's quite unfair. And they can reduce. Number one, if their students enter Australia, you can make another rule of visa cancellation. And visa cancellation, you can pass from the parliament members. They will not be allowed for the tribunal case. So there must be solution of the problem. I am little scared that if you will refuse the genuine student visa application, you need to change the rules of Australian student visa, international student visa. You pass this rule from the Parliament House, because if in any court of justice in any world, if it is challenged, if the visa officer says this man is genuine and his educational documents are genuine, he himself is a genuine, but I can't give visa, visa officer will not write. Visa officer will not write. But all consultants know, all lawyers know, lawyers of Australia know. They are using one word, I will tell you, copy paste. Copy paste means the visa officer is not writing refusal. It is just copying the refusal. He wrote refusal one time. Such refusals can be caught legally at any time. That's why lawyers are telling. Why lawyers are telling? Lawyers in court are telling immigration officers that if these decisions are challenged in the court, those will be against Australian immigration system, and those student visas will be reversed, because the justice and the law of such developed countries are very fair and very transparent. Therefore, I believe that if you are going to assess the application on merits. If the student SOP is not good, he will write SOP. You know, the GST is a very good addition. I really support this one. GST and GTE both. GTE was also very good. You are just going to talk directly with the students. If the student directly is not responding, you is not giving full plan of study, his documents are not good, his future education plan is not good, university is interviewing, college is interviewing, so why you are going to refuse those applications? Similarly, if you are going to refuse the students within Australia, why you are not making rule? And that's very good addition from one immigration person in press conference, immigration minister, I think so, that the students who are useful for the Australia, they will stay. The students who are not useful, they have to leave. So you make the rule. Why you are refusing all students? You just filter the students. Just don't make the stoppage of the water blindly without assessment. You need to filter the students. These students did this course, he was staying in Australia, he was useful for Australia, he is useful for Australia, we gave him extension of the visa. This student, his course marks are less, he looked like a non-genuine student, he was not loyal to the study, his attendance in the university is not fair, university comments are not good, he was working more, studying less, even he has passed a degree but he is not eligible, so we will cancel the visa. Simple as that. Tribunals, why you are, this tribunal's case, you have made the rule. You can change the rule, you have parliament in your country. But don't refuse the cases of genuine students. This will be really the deterioration of international standards of education in top developed country, and Canadian international education will go at number one. Now Australian, in my books, Australian international education is at number one. After is number one, not after Canada, is after Australia. I will keep informing you world immigration news, and with analysis, true analysis, prediction. Keep watching World Immigration News by Irfan. Thank you very much.